Showtime! The Capital G show starts right now.
What's up YouTube? Capital G here. So guys, the ban list is coming out this Friday, which also just happens to be Friday the 13th. Aha, I see what you did there, Konami. And considering I've already done my pre-ban list video, there wasn't going to be a ton for me to talk about before Friday anyways. That is until the hot button topic of, wait a minute, Card Safe Returns coming back or rose out of the ground like blow up bulb. Now, even though I love the guy, I largely have to blame Asian Eyes White Dragon because of this, because I believe that he trollingly hinted at this, and boy, did he ever give this story legs. And I'm just here to say, no mas. I go to Pojo, I go to other websites, and people are like, yo, what if Card Safe Return comes back? And I'm thinking, no! Don't even give that Stratos banning idiot Kevin Tewart the idea, because you're going to fuck around and it's going to end up happening. Don't jinx it, guys. Look, if you've never played through Card Safe Return, consider yourself a very lucky individual, because I have, and I can say that this is one of the most disgusting, degenerative cards that they have ever made, because that card is easily Spellbook of Judgment or Sixth Sense level broken. Your opponent nets so much advantage and gets so many free cards. I mean, the only thing you can do is just throw your hands in the air and give up. You know, and I'm just going to stress, there is nothing in this entire game that will psychologically fuck you up as much as seeing your opponent get 5 or 6 cards out of 1, especially if they're drawing them. Let me take everybody back to Teledad format for a second, where a lot of people seem to forget that Card Safe Return was actually semi-limited at the time, and as a result, well, not on the YCS level anyways, but on the regional circuit, zombies were actually making a pretty decent amount of noise. I mean, they were taking a bunch of top 8s, and everybody knows that Teledad was a much more balanced and well-rounded deck. You know, much better defensively. It had a much more balanced offense. If this was football, hell, I'd even say that Teledad had better special teams just to give it the clean sweep. So how did zombies even compete? How were they getting those top 8s? Simple. Card Safe Return. I mean, that one card was basically like your game winner. You know, it was the easy button in a Staples commercial. You know, Card Safe Return at its best is like going on a 20-2 run in basketball. Like, you keep summoning monsters and you keep drawing cards at the same time. It's like you're knocking down threes and dunking and alley-oops, and your opponent's just like, well, fuck. And then usually you end up OTKing too. So if it's like game 1 or game 2, man, your opponent is so demoralized. And you know, this isn't a card like Tribe Virus or Magician of Faith or Tsukiyumi where it's lost most of its potency. Let's not forget that Call of the Haunted is at 3. I mean, so who needs Monster Reborn to abuse this card? And most archetypes in the game, at least the good ones, the competitive ones, they generally have about 1 or 2 like really good monster revival effects. And this isn't even mentioning the powerhouse decks that will just flat out abuse the hell out of this card. I'm talking about Dark World, Zombies, and Lightsworn. I mean, it goes without saying, shit will get ludicrous. Imagine you're playing against Dark World, right? And they play Card Safe Return. Okay, so let's play Dark World Dealings, and we're going to pitch gold, draw 1. Play Gates, and I'm going to pitch beige, draw 2. You know, now I'm going to bounce my gold for Grapha, draw 3. And okay, well, let's just tribute summon the gold by launching the Grapha, and then we're just going to rebounce the gold to get Grapha back. Draw 4. Like, you see how easy and retarded that is? And I mean, could you imagine if at any time your opponent draws a Foolish Burial to get a second Grapha in the graveyard, or if they already have a second Grapha? I mean, you might as well just punch your opponent in the face, because from a mental perspective, that's basically what you're doing when you're drawing 4 and 5 and 6 cards in one turn off of 1. And I mean, you're just, it's ridiculous. I really shouldn't have to explain that. Like, Card Safe Return is that bad of a card. I mean, literally, it is very similar to Spellbook of Judgment or Sixth Sense. Your opponent plays 1 card, and then they just get like 5 and 6 cards from that 1, and it's just like, my goodness, how do we fight against that? So I know that there were some hints in there that Konami dropped, maybe empowering zombies a little bit, but let's just hope that maybe that's like Plague Spreader being unlimited, or, you know, Mizuki to 3 or something like that. Card Safe Return is completely out of the question. That is truly one of those cards that should never, ever, ever be unbanned. And again, I can make an argument for a lot of cards being unbanned. Card Safe Return is not one of them. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe there are some cards on the ban list that you guys think might come off, you know, based on the hints that Konami has dropped. Leave that in the comment section below. Take care. Subscribing makes life happy.